Hello and a warm welcome to Well This Week by latestlaws.com. This is a weekly program, so hit the bell icon to get notifications for new videos. My name is Sheetal Joon, Associate Editor, latestlaws.com, and I will be taking you through the significant orders and judgments passed by various courts in the country and some important international news from this week. Let's begin with Supreme Court this week. Courts should not grant ex parte injunctions against the publication of a news article, barring in exceptional cases, as it may have severe ramifications for the right to freedom of speech of the author and the public's right to know, the Supreme Court has said. Setting aside trial court's order directing international media group Bloomberg to take down an allegedly defamatory news article against Zee Entertainment, the top court said injunctions against the publication of material should be granted only after a full-fledged trial. The top court was hearing a petition filed by Bloomberg against the March 14th order of the Delhi High Court, which dismissed its appeal against the trial court order. The Supreme Court has ruled that imposing bail condition restraining a person from engaging in political activities is violative of his or her fundamental rights. A division judge bench of Justice B.R. Gawai and Justice Sandeep Mehta, in this view, rejected an appeal against an Orissa High Court order, vide which the application of the appellant for withdrawal of the condition was rejected. It was observed in the order that the appellant shall not create any untoward situation in public and shall not be involved in any political activities directly or indirectly. The court has observed that imposing such condition would breach the fundamental rights of the appellant and no such conditions could have been imposed. The Supreme Court has ruled that under the Customs Act, the bill of entry for subsequent imported goods can be disregarded if they are undervalued compared to previously imported identical or similar goods. In this decision, affirming the findings of the Central Customs, Excise and Service Tax Appellate Tribunal, the court cited the provisions allowing for discarding the transaction value if earlier imports of identical or similar goods were made at a higher price from the same seller or exporter. The Supreme Court, while allowing an appeal filed against conviction under Section 302 of the Indian Penal Code and Section 25 of the Arms Act, observed that statements of accused is not admissible if discovery had already been made when accused gave information. The court noted that in the case, the evidence of recovery of the weapon at the instance of the appellant could not be accepted as reliable. It was also ruled that the part of the statement of the accused, which recorded that he would show the place where he had thrown the dead bodies, was not admissible in evidence under Section 27 of the Indian Evidence Act of 1872. Now let's have an overview of High Courts. The Calcutta High Court, while dismissing an application filed seeking review of a judgment, held that a judgment that fails to consider a decision that was available at the time of pronouncing the judgment but was not shown to the court is not reviewable on the ground of it being per inquirium. The court observed that a judgment containing an erroneous point of law is not reviewable. It is an appealable judgment. A judgment pronounced on a question of law that is subsequently reversed or modified by a superior court is also not reviewable judgment. The Allahabad High Court, in a petition filed by a daughter-in-law seeking a compassionate appointment, observed that as per the customs of Indian society, the daughter-in-law is also supposed to be treated as a daughter, as she is also an integral part of the family. The court asked the government to consider the same and noted that the main purpose of extending the benefits of compassionate appointment to the dependents of a deceased government servant is to relieve the family from distress and destitution on account of the death of sole bread earner of the family. The single-judge bench of the Andhra Pradesh High Court has observed that it cannot be said that the accused can be granted bail even if the investigating officer did not follow the procedure outlined in Section 52A of the NDPS Act. It was furthermore observed that, as per Section 37 of the NDPS Act, the court has to record its satisfaction that the accused is not likely to commit any offence after being released from jail. The Jharkhand High Court has held that taking or enticing away a minor out of keeping of lawful guardian is an essential ingredient of the offence under Section 366A IPC. There is a distinction between taking and enticing a minor to accompany a person. The two expressions are not synonymous. In order to establish taking and enticing something, more has to be shown that it is some kind of inducement held out of the accused person or an active participation by him in the formation of the intention of the minor to leave the house of the guardian. Moving on to international news this week. In an unprecedented move, 6 judges from the Islamabad High Court have appealed to the Supreme Court Judicial Council for intervention regarding alleged interference in the judiciary by Pakistan's powerful intelligence agencies. A joint letter signed by 6 judges from the Islamabad High Court calls upon the Supreme Judicial Council to convene and address concerns over the undue influence on judicial proceedings. Furthermore, the letter emphasizes the importance of adopting a firm stance to safeguard the judiciary's independence through this proposed convention. The SJC is the highest body authorized to take action against judges of High Court and Supreme Courts. Thai advocates for LGBTQ rights hailed a major step forward as the parliament passed a same-sex marriage bill in a landslide, paving the way for the nation to become the first in Southeast Asia to recognize marriage equality. While Thailand enjoys a welcoming reputation for the international LGBTQ community, Thai activists have struggled for decades against conservative attitudes and values. The top United Nations court has ordered Israel to take measures to improve the humanitarian situation in Gaza, including opening more land crossing to allow food, water, fuel, and other supplies into the war-ravaged enclave. The International Court of Justice issued 2 new provisional measures in a case brought by South Africa accusing Israel of acts of genocide in its military campaign launched after the October 7th attack by Hamas. Israel denies it's committing genocide. It says its military campaign is a self-defense and aim at Hamas, not the Palestinian people. In the end, we have miscellaneous news. The Delhi High Court has asked the city government to decide as a representation a petition seeking seamless internet connectivity, including Wi-Fi access in all courts in the national capital. Advocate Arpit Bhargava, in his public interest litigation, said limited or no internet connectivity in court premises across Delhi has adversely affected not only lawyers but also judges, media, litigants, court staff, and other stakeholders. The Karnataka High Court has said that the Lokayukta institution does not have the power to make a recommendation that the inquiry should be entrusted to it only. Justice Sachin Shankar Magdam said that the Lokayukta or the Uplokayukta is only a recommendatory body and cannot enforce it. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. This is a weekly program, and to get more information, please check the description box, and for weekly updates, like and subscribe to our channel.